Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Runestone, and here we are ready to try this new game called Planet Zoo. As you already know or have never heard of this game, it is developed and published by Frontier Developments. I'm really curious to see where this game can go. It's a simulation genre, and we're going to try to build a zoo. Now, they created Planet Coaster and many other games, so we're going to try a scenario. So here we are. I love the music, So let's embark on Goodwin House. Let's just try this one. Renovated and renamed after its purchase. But alright. So this is open beta right now. That they just, if you pre-bought the game, here we go. I'm really excited to play this game. Love the music. I love it. Everything. I love it. This is. I expect great things from this already. Planet Zoo. You can adjust the camera setting. Playing this makes me want to play Planet Coaster again. So let's just wait for that loading screen. Oh, and here we are.
Heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prize, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s.
Oh, that's good.
But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But
Perfect.
I'm sure
Love
you'll
it.
get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
All right, we're gonna do this.
Hello
Maybe we
there.
should. Oh,
From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire.
I am.
Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Sorry, I'm just. I should have paid attention. What am I doing? Okay. So, Q, E, and then rotate. So that's pretty obvious. Okay, good, good. Now, am I supposed to? Just height. Lower the path. So, shift and up is always there. There you go. Place path. Excellent. Next. Perfect. Excellent. Terrain. Excellent. It's just because I've played Planet Coaster a lot, so this is just basically a quick review of when I first played it. I would pay attention. This stuff does make a difference when you are trying to play a certain game. Cache, absolutely. And done. Okay, explore the zoo. Locate the bear habitat. Is this the bear habitat? Because it's highlighted blue.
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too. Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel. See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on
Oh.
it. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Oh, cool. All right, let's do this. I'm all about the... Oh, do I have to like zoom in?
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me.
Glass.
Lions are the most
Always good.
social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride.
40.
Although
Oh
prides of
man.
that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome. Which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days.
Makes
Anyway,
sense.
how about we get started on those objectives? Come on,
Yes.
let's head over to our warthog habitat and see what needs doing there.
Well. Okay, let's do this. Is it just a fence? Okay, it's just a fence. Okay.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for warthogs, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. The warthogs.
Yeah, really.
So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okay, let's do this.
There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid
$81.79.
Just click on them and select buy from the side menu.
Why is the
Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
5 years? Oh, come on.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade center where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Cool. Sorry, I'm just checking out these buttons too. Size, longevity. Let's do this. We'll put you.
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade center, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade center's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Okay. Where are they? Oh, way over there.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment.
Exactly. That makes perfect sense.
Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier.
Pretty cool.
Where
Where's
you
the
can
food?
see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember.
Just pops out of a
You can always
box.
check the Zoopedia for more information. Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and
Absolutely.
a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Well, they probably want to see you eat, so I'm going to put that there. Obstructed. How's that obstructed? Come on.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to
Mud
roll
bath.
around in.
Oh.
That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Well, I guess we can put it here.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see.
Wow,
Now,
I was kind of told.
our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a fair old state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Oh, man. Okay, what's going on over here? This is a nice little park. Lots of...
Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier.
Yeah,
Every
really.
habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out?
Oh, maybe I should just make my
sure
own.
It's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it. Right, let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
The brick, but how are people gonna... How are we gonna see? This is why I'm like, should we not put this as glass?
Good work. Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier.
Well, no.
Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in. There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on.
Yes.
Because it makes them happy. I suppose this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't.
True, but I would like to add more glass if I
The
can.
last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so
Oh, I gotta add
sure you
more?
remember them. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get
Cool.
4 of them in here.
4. Oh, jeez. Okay. So expensive. 13 years. Fertility, 33%. Oh. Perfect. And one more.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat,
Mhm.
you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station,
'Kay.
water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Just pops right out of the box. I guess that's all I can do right now. But hey,
Oh,
Bronze?
goodness. The ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs.
alright, I can't wait to build my own zoo. This is gonna be exciting after this.
At 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Ah, so bad.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals. You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
I actually forget how to rotate. Oh my god, guys. I apologize. Usually in Planet Zoo, it was rotating that close. Building a zoo facility. I forget how to rotate. I can't believe. I'm sorry, guys. This is embarrassing. Super embarrassing. Controls. Sorry guys, again. To rotate Z. Okay. Outside placement area. Come on. Oh my god, I'm having some the basic concept. Man, that was torture for you as well as for me.
Space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests.
Absolutely.
Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness.
Absolutely.
Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
We shall.
Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off. Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the
No,
ostriches
I
and
know.
hippos.
Sorry, guys. This is.
Let's get on to your next objective.
I haven't played this type of game. I should do better.
Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Okay. There we go.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat. From scratch. Wood and concrete, I expect. So go ahead and build it. And don't forget the habitat gate.
Absolutely.
It's always best to place the habitat gate close to the keeper hut. As it happens, there's one quite near to the trade centre. Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Okay. do this. Really? It's outside. It's inside. Oh, this game is so broken already. So let's add that glass to make everyone happy. Um, we're doing this quickly just to have a little fun, and then we're gonna build our own zoo. Do, 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 do. Really? Why can't you can't? Outside placement area. Well, then how was I able to build that wall?
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos.
Yeah,
so
I
we
bet.
should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
Okay.
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a minimum height of 4 meters.
4 meters. Oops. Ah, come on, game. Okay. Oh, I'm so bad at this. But hey, practice makes perfect. I'm horrible at this, but hey. Up. 2.45. I said the whole thing. Oh, game. Oh, it's open beta. We're gonna do this. There we go.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore.
Exactly.
I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Ugh. $5,000. Jeez. Sorry for that, guys. I don't know. This game, I guess, is frustrating at the same time. All right. So let's open this. And we're going to send you to the zoo.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics.
'Kay.
Add a suitable feeding station for them.
A large food tray.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All
Okay.
you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink.
There we go.
There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Terrain. I guess calm water.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
Oh, jeez. You're just like demanding. I want to add another food tray if I can. Frozen blood.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape.
It is.
Now, the tigers will need a
Nothing.
shelter in their habitat.
They
so
do.
they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as
There's nothing here,
normal
though.
weather. Go on,
Oh.
add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Guess want to see them, so
Oh, poor Dabs.
there we go.
I'm
We can
sure it
jump in the
can't
water.
have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select
No.
the tiger and bring up its information panel.
46%.
Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat. Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare. Right then, all animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent.
True.
You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat.
Yeah.
To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Alright, well, let's do it.
Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the
Yeah, that's
wattle
right.
bushes. You can remove them if you want. You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Excellent. Sorry, I'm just exploring, you guys, because I'm really curious what it is. Huh. Cool. Well, can we do hook? go.
They say the good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I
That's
doubt
good.
they'd leave. Even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right, let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare. Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese. Expand their social welfare and we can get a bit more detail. Now, they've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong. Right, as you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Well, off you pop to the animal market. Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her. Just like people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barriers for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.